Anyway, so the doctors inspect Jaboa's pouch and learn that she's pregnant. She starts flashing back to her old home, which intercuts with recent things that have happened, including a nightmare about what the baby might turn out like, and holy shit balls! Holy shit, she's gonna give birth to Pumpkinhead? Well, I guess it's not as nasty as a giant maggot, but it's still pretty fucking terrifying. Beckmeyer is excited about the discovery of a marsupial wolf-human hybrid, but Jaboa's family show up, breaking her out of the hospital and fuck everyone's shit up. Donnie teams up with Beckmeyer to get Jaboa back so they can help her. Jaboa told Donnie about her old town called Flo, so they know where to look. Donnie also learns that he knocked Jaboa up.
Donnie, did you have sex with her? Yes. Was it normal?
Give me a break!
Oh, come on, man. Don't be so suburban. You did some kinky shit with the pouch, right? Yeah, you totally did, you dog. Some famous ballerina named Olga feels strange and doesn't want to dance, and fuck it, she's a werewolf too. The movie springs this on you about as abruptly as I have. She's only mentioned in one other scene as a newspaper article. She finds a picture of Jaboa's Cro-Magnon stepfather through some form of sorcery and falls madly in love with him. I went through 30 rewrites of that one bit of plot rundown, and that was the best one. While Olga is being examined by Beckmeyer, another werewolf shows up in the examining room and is gunned down. It's Olga's manager. Then Olga wolfs out, and the film decides to make a joke for me. Donnie and Beckmeyer sneak into Flo and a stereotypical Aussie shows up.
G'day. Want to put a shrimp on the barbie?
Christ, mate, you scared us.
This would be Kendi. He's an old friend of Jaboa's. He believes in this ancient beast spirit that lurks in the outback, and I'm explaining it to you now because shit really won't make any fucking sense to you later if I don't. Jaboa gives birth to Donnie's love child. She moistens up her pouch to put her marsupial human hybrid baby into. I probably can't show you this scene, but I'm going to anyway, because this is the kind of shit you're here to see. Is anyone else as turned on as I am? Oh, come on. Strictly speaking from the point of view that Jaboa is ridiculously gorgeous.
Anything less would be uncivilized.
Wolfman Ballerina shows up at Flo to get her some rapey stepfather action. Donnie reunites with Jaboa in a cave, and she shows him their were-kangaroo human hybrid thing. Baldy McMagnachrome smells trouble as an attack squad surrounds the tribe. The troops move in, and Donnie and Jaboa move out. Olga tells a sob story about werewolves being hunted for centuries and how humans are pigs. Beckmeyer examines Ballerina Wolf, putting her under hypnosis to find out where lycanthropes originated from.
I am a lycanthrope.
That's helpful.
Bad human. Bad wolf.
Excellent. Now that you've repeated what we already know, maybe you can share something brand new with us. Beckmeyer wants to know how she came to be part human and part wolf, and all she can tell him is that it's the way it's always been, and that there's a story that explains her kind, and it's a story that isn't in this scene. Jaboa's lichen baby is growing at a rapid rate and kind of looks like Station from Bill and Ted, only cheaper, I suppose. Beckmeyer examines Jaboa's stepfather, Philo, or Baldy McMagnachrome. He's asked about how Wolf Ballerina came to find their tribe. It had to do with his mother predicting it. He also tells Beckmeyer that he can turn into a werewolf whenever he feels like and when he gets mad. So let's make him mad. Beckmeyer uses a strobe light to force Philo to change, which is one of the more impressive, powerful, and even creepier scenes of the film. I dig how a lot of it is shot on cheap-looking video to give it this legit documentary look. It really adds to the creepy factor and gives it this Area 51-ish appeal. And then they just shoot Philo with a trank. They find out that the marsupial werewolves were spawned from the Tasmanian wolf, a long since extinct species. The military and other scientists want to wipe out the marsupial werewolves. Beckmeyer thinks that's bullshit because he can't stand the idea of genocide. Beckmeyer puts Olga under hypnosis again, and she begs him to help her kind gain freedom. The military sends something called an Amiga team after Beckmeyer, which, if it's anything like I'm expecting, we're gonna see Jim Power fuck up some werewolves. Jaboa and Donnie are being tracked by hunters, so Kendi, the stereotypical Aborigine, leads them out of danger. Beckmeyer, Philo, and Olga make it back to Flo to get Jaboa and Donnie, and Kendi goes into full-on Aborigine mode, calling to the spirits so he can power up. Kendi powers up and tears the hunters a new asshole. It's a heavily cut, but still satisfying werewolf massacre scene. Though it may lack the red stuff, I do believe we can make this the right amount of entertaining with a little bit of sow in. Mr. Danzig, if you will. Apparently, powering up kills you because Kendi is laying on the ground dying.
You'll turn into a river, Kendi, and then a rainbow, and then you'll be a mountain.
No way. I'm just gonna die.
Only if you keep that attitude up. Philo decides that he hates Donnie and disbands from the group. The Amiga team arrive and stumble upon Kendi's corpse, which for whatever reason is wolfed out. Then it attacks the Amiga team like Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, getting killed again. I do believe that this is the proper way to describe being killed by death. Philo pulls a Kendi and calls to the gods from the heavens above to also hit him with the power of the ultimate warrior, which means... Goodbye, Amiga team. The president is working out while Beckmeyer's friend is trying to convince him that killing werewolves is wrong. Beckmeyer also has the hots for Olga, and apparently Olga has the hots for him too. Now Jaboa, Donnie, Beckmeyer, and Olga are living out in the woods together, each raising their own respective families. Donnie and Jaboa want to go back to the city and face the consequences of being open with lycanthropy. Beckmeyer and Olga continue their wilderness family life, and their daughter ages really quickly. Beckmeyer's buddy comes to visit him. While Beckmeyer has been gone, the government had been killing lycanthropes until the Pope came out and said that lycans are also God's children and don't deserve to die, so the killing stopped. Now Beckmeyer and Olga can rejoin society. It feels like I just poorly slapped together a random chain of events. Probably because that's what I just fucking saw. Jaboa and Donnie have become pretentious Hollywood types, and Beckmeyer is teaching again at the University of San Andreas. One of his students is the son of Jaboa and Donnie. Jaboa wins a Best Actress award, but wolfs out on stage because of the flashbulbs, and we end with Beckmeyer's friend laughing fiendishly, showing that it was his intent to just fuck everyone over all along. What a fucking downer of an ending. Seriously, you couldn't just have them raising a family out in the wilderness? No, you had to tack on that extra 10 minutes of bullshit to make me feel like crap. Actually, the ending is pretty cool, in a sense that it's clearly an homage to the original. I don't quite know if you can call Howling 3 a direct sequel. It most fucking certainly ignores the events of both the first and second film. Steerbo Werewolf Bitch is at least somewhat canon because Christopher Lee's character has footage of Karen White turning into a werewolf, whereas Howling 3 is pretty much all about proving the existence of werewolves through the study of worldwide sightings. Never does it mention anything about Karen White or the dynamic Brown-Lee werewolf hunter duo. It seems to just basically be its own thing, and at the same time a retelling of the original story in certain instances, like the protagonist wolfing out on live TV. All in all, Howling 3 is bizarre, interesting, and strangely erotic. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to be browsing the personal ads for women with marsupial-like pouches.